and get started. You have 2 to 4 minutes today for every speech. Do we have a specific order worked out already, or who wants to go first? Don't all jump at once.
I'll go first.
All right, Austin. Austin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let me just get my timer out. Okay, Austin, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so with any sport, if you guys play sports or played sports in the past, you know that with whatever you're doing, there's probably a specific form or technique to doing it. And so with basketball, shooting form is very important. And I've probably done every form shooting drill possible with all my coaches. And so today I wanted to, kind of talk to you guys about, if you're interested, I guess, how you could better your shot going to the rec center or playing with friends. So 2 main areas are your basic shooting form and the flight of the ball and how you can tell how your shot's looking. So to get started is your basic shooting form is an acronym I learned, which I kind of use in more detail now, but it's pretty basic. It's called BEEF. It's BEEF. It's balance, eyes, elbow, follow through. So you gotta make sure you have good balance. Your eyes should be looking at the rim and your elbow should be right in front of you. I don't know if you can see. You don't want it like out. You want it right here. You want 90 degrees. And then when you're shooting, you want to hold your follow through at the top. So that's kind of your basic steps, and your offhand or your guide hand should just be right next to the ball. You don't want it flicking out. You don't want it pushing or coming off too soon. So now that you know your basic form, now you can start looking at how the flight of the ball is, and really if your shot's kind of going where you want it to go. So first thing you look for is your arc. You don't want it a straight line. You want a nice arc on it. It gives it a better angle to go in, and you want backspin on the ball. You don't want any side spin. And you'll know it's a good make if it goes straight through the rim and takes one bounce and comes back to you a little bit. And this part always bugged me because I hate missing, but a good miss is if it's short or long. And if it's left or right, something's up with your form. You need to kind of go back to BEEF and look over it. So to go over it again is you got BEEF and your basic shooting form. And then once you have that down, you can start to track how your shot looks in the air. And, you can get to making some shots playing pickup at the rec center. If you're like me and you're still trying to beat your dad in a game of pig, then hopefully that'll work out. So
good job. Okay. And give me 1 second. Okay. Who's next? We'll move right along.
I can go next.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. All right, whenever you're ready.
What's your favorite drink? My favorite is black tea with milk. It's essentially perfect for any occasion, while reading a book, while watching a movie, winding down at night, studying, you name it. Today I will show you how I make milk tea at home. So there are various items and ingredients we will need to successfully prepare milk tea at home. 2 of the ingredients, as you may have already guessed, is milk and tea. So the tea that I prefer is black tea, and it's called Peachy Tips, but you can make this with any type of tea that you want, like green tea, jasmine, or oolong. It's up to you. And then the milk that I prefer is half and half because I like my milk tea to be really creamy, either half and half or whole milk. But again, it's up to you. You can choose soy milk, almond milk, 2%. And another item that we will need is, of course, a glass mug and a utensil for stirring, such as a spoon. And that's sort of self-explanatory that you'll need a mug for your milk tea. And then finally, we will need cooking appliances that can bring water to a boil. So you can either put water in your cup and stick it in the microwave and get it boiling. It's about 3 minutes for me. It depends on your microwave. Or you can use a kettle on the stove pot or something like this, where you can put water here at the top and press a button, and then it'll just bring the water to a boil. So now that we have everything we need, let's look at the step-by-step process in making milk tea. So the process it's very quick and easy. So first, we need to bring the water to a boil. Then once the water is boiling, we place our chosen tea bag and let it steep into the mug, which takes about 2 to 4 minutes. Again, it depends on the tea, but that's pretty general, the 2 to 4 minutes. And then once you see that the color of the water is about dark brown, you can pour your milk in and mix it. So now we have successfully created the very basic milk tea. We can add a few finishing touches to make it our own. So here are the final steps to ensure that we have our very own perfect cup of milk tea. If you find that after adding the milk, the drink has become lukewarm, you can heat it in the microwave for a few more seconds, and you can also vary the taste by adding sugar or honey. It's up to you. Sometimes just milk and tea is bland for some people, so you can put some sugar in, make it a little sweeter. So now you know how to make a cup of milk tea. As you all can see, making milk tea is an effortless process. Anyone can do it at the comfort of their own home. This is one of the reasons why milk tea is my favorite hot beverage. So the next time you find yourself needing a warm drink, try this simple and quick process, and don't forget to enjoy.
Sorry, I'm like in the shadow. It's weird on my computer. Okay. Cool. Good job, Aya. All right, who's next? Is that how you say your name, Aya?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We have Sheridan, we have Sam, we have Lauren, we have Trevor.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I personally love wearing clean clothes, and I actually don't mind doing laundry, but I hate the process of folding the clothes after they're clean. I just think it takes too long, and I usually just end up throwing my clean clothes like in a drawer in the bottom of my closet, and then they get all wrinkly, and I can never find the exact shirt I want to wear. But all this changed when I saw this video on Facebook showing you a new quick way to fold shirts. So today I'm going to teach you guys this method, which allows you to fold shirts easier, and it keeps them more organized in your closet. So the first thing you need to do is prepare your work area. So for this method, you're going to need a t-shirt and a flat space. This folding method works best with short sleeve t-shirts or polos or that kind of thing, as long as it doesn't have long sleeves. And you also need a big flat space to lay out your shirt, like a table or the floor. So after you've prepared your workspace, you need to prepare your t-shirt for folding. So first, you're going to lay it out flat on your table, and you want the design to be facing up, or the top of the shirt, the front of the shirt facing up. You want the collar near your left hand and the bottom hem of your shirt near the right hand. So you're going to lay it all flat, make sure there's no creases or wrinkles or anything like that. So once you've got it all laid out flat and prepared, you're ready to start the line drawing process. So in order to fold this shirt, you have to split it into 2 lines, and then that'll give you 3 points. So your first line divides the half of the shirt. So you find a point about in the middle between the collar and the bottom, about here, and draw a vertical line this way. And then you're going to draw a horizontal line from the top shoulder of the shirt all the way to the bottom hem of the shirt. So this will give you your 3 points. So point A is up at the shoulder of the shirt where your horizontal line starts. Point B is in the middle of the shirt where your 2 lines will cross. And point C is at the bottom hem of your shirt. So now that you have your 3 points, you're ready to begin the pinching and crossing folding process. So first, with your left hand, you're going to pinch point A up here at the collar. And with your right hand, you're going to pinch point B about in the center of the shirt. Then you're going to cross your left hand behind your right hand and grab point C. So at this point, you have point B still in your right hand, points A and C in your left hand, and your arms are crossed. Then you're simply going to uncross your arms, twist your shirt out, lay it out flat on your surface, and fold it back over. Then you're all done. So I'm going to show you guys one more time just so you can get an idea of how it goes. So you grab point A with your left, point B with your right, cross your hands to grab point C. Then you're going to uncross your arms and fold your shirt on top of itself. So at first this kind of seems like a complicated process, but once you start practicing and getting better at it, you'll get a lot quicker and they'll be more symmetrical and straight and even. So just remember, you got to prep your work surface, prepare your shirt by finding the 3 points, and then cross and twist to finish. So hopefully this new method of folding will motivate you to fold your shirts maybe a little more, and they won't end up in the bottom of your closet or jammed in the drawer.
Good job. I know a lot of people that need to do that. Use that method. Okay. All right, who's feeling it? Who wants to go?
I'll go next.
Okay, Sam?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so everyone likes clean shoes, especially me. When I see dirty shoes, I have a little process I go through. Most people just have the process of just throwing them in the washer, and that kind of gets a little risky because you can ruin your shoes. The little ends of the aglets on the laces get destroyed. So my process is, so you need 3 towels, 1 big towel, one big towel and 2 small towels. Big towel for your surface because you're gonna have water and you're gonna have soap and you don't want to get all over the place. So most shoes are kind of different. You'll have some expensive shoes that are leather and some that are mesh or have some kind of coloring and designs and fabric, but you got to be kind of careful with how you're dealing with all of it. I like to remove my laces sometimes, depending on how they're looking. If they're that dirty, yes, remove them, and it's good to put those in the washer because that'll be safe. If not, you can just scrub with them. So the process that I use, I have a little thing of soap right here, a little brush, and a little tiny dish for water. So first off, it's good to get your shoes and water them first, get them first wet, and then you can put the soap in the water and you mix it. You mix all 3 of these together. And then if they're that dirty, you can apply the soap straight to the shoe if you want to. And then one key thing that I like to make sure is that whenever you scrub with a brush, don't push so hard that the bristles because you want to use the bristles with your benefit, so it actually scrubs everything off. So after, you want to lather your whole shoe with soap, and then after, use one of your cloths and just dry it off. And then you can repeat this process a couple times if you want to. Sometimes I end up doing it twice. You can also use whitener, shoe whitener. And I've seen people put masking tape over the top, like in the spots where there's color, just so they don't get the white on there because it's hard to get off. And then your shoes all nice and clean white. So you can repeat this process. I always like to do it this way, keep my shoes clean. It's most effective, especially if you get some soap, a little tiny brush, and even sometimes helps a little tiny toothbrush helps to get in these little crevices because this big brush usually doesn't get the job all done. And I hope these tips work and help some of you guys.
It's like dog washing, only shoe washing. Like the example that was on for Speech2. Cool. All right, who do we have left? Did we have another person? Did we lose a person? Maybe not. Okay. Trevor, are you ready? Okay.
When it comes to food, Mexican food is some of my favorite, especially enchiladas. There's just something about the way the beef, the cheese, and the tortilla all melt together into a dreamy heaven. The main reason I began cooking is as a college student, I wanted to save money, and eating in saved me a ton more money than eating out. I'm going to talk to you about how to make enchiladas using 3 key points: the materials needed to make them, the procedure of how to make them, and different types and creations of enchiladas. First, let's begin by talking about the materials needed for enchiladas. You're going to need a baking pan or glass. I prefer to use glass because it cooks better and it's less sticky. Flour, corn tortillas, beef, shredded cheese, taco seasoning, enchilada sauce, and I personally like to add jalapenos for a little extra flavor. The preparation of enchiladas is the most important part. First, begin by cooking your beef with the taco seasoning. I like to cook it on a stove because it's the easiest. And then I cut up the jalapenos and add it to my beef for the flavor. And then you add half a cup of enchilada sauce to your glass pan as like a base layer so it is like your pan and it's less sticky. Then you're going to add the beef and jalapenos into your tortillas with cheese and roll them up. You're going to continue to do that until you fill the whole pan. Then add the rest of your enchilada sauce on top with the cheese to completely coat it in the enchilada sauce and bake at 350 for 12 to 18 minutes. That is just one way to prepare enchiladas. There are several different variations and types. One way you can change it up is with your meats. You don't have to do beef. You can do steak or chicken, depending on what you like. And you can also do different sauces. I personally like to do green chili because it's one of my favorite, but if you're into hotter stuff, there's hotter enchilada sauces and just regular enchilada sauce. Let's review what we have discussed. We talked about how to make enchiladas using, I talked about how to make enchiladas using 3 key points: the materials, the procedure, and different variations of them. As you can see, making a quick and tasty meal at home can save college students a ton of money in the long run.
Good job. We did lose someone. Hi, Sheridan.
Sorry, my internet went down. I fixed it though.
That happens sometimes. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Whenever you want to start.
Have you ever spent upwards of $40 on something that's going to be no good by the end of the week? That is what it's like getting your nails done in a salon. I'm going to tell you today how to do your nails at home so it looks just as professional and put together as when you do it at the salon. We're going to start with materials, and then we'll talk about how to use those materials in a way that makes your nails look professional. First thing you need is a nail file. You can get these pretty much anywhere, really easy to find. Second thing is a buffing block. You can use a nail file if it's not too harsh, but I prefer to use a buffing block. And you can get these at any beauty supply store. Next thing is your base coat. You're going to need a base coat that not only is long lasting and is going to keep your nails looking good, but it's also one that is going to keep your natural nails healthy. So I choose one with a strengthener in it. This one is Nail Envy by OPI. Next thing you need is your nail polish color. Now, whatever color you like, that's up to you, but I would recommend getting a higher quality nail polish than one you can find at the dollar store. I really like OPI or Essie or China Glaze, anything like that in that $8 to $10 price range is going to be really good. Next thing, you need an orange stick. Again, you can get these pretty much anywhere where you can get a nail file. I like the ones with the flat tip at the end, but you can get whatever works for you. Next thing is your top coat. This is the most important thing. This is what makes your nails last longer, look shinier, and chip less. So I use Seche Vite. This is actually what most nail salons will use, in the States at least. This is really good, really high quality. It is about $10, but it's worth every penny. So I told you about the materials, and now we're going to talk about how you use them. My mother is a certified nail technician, so I've learned lots of tips and tricks from her on how to make your nails look perfect at home. First thing is pick a shape: square, oval, pointy, somewhere in between. Get whatever shape you like. You need to use a nail file to get it. Clipping your nails is bad for your nails and will cause them to peel and crack. You want to use a nail file. Next, you take your buffing block and gently rub over your nails. Really, really gently. You don't want to go too hard. This just takes the natural shine and the natural oil off your nails so your nail polish will stay for longer. Then you go to your base coat. With any polish, you want to get a little drop on the end of your brush. Start at the cuticle and go towards the tip using really long sweeping strokes. That'll keep them shiny and smooth. And using the same method, go in with your nail polish color. Again, drop from the cuticle to the tip, long sweeping strokes. Let your first coat dry for about 30 to 60 seconds and go in with a second coat. After that, you let it dry for a minute or two and then do the same method with your top coat. Top coat is really sticky and thick, so you want to make sure you get all the way to the edges or else it will shrink and you won't be able to have that full coverage. When you're painting, if you get any nail polish on your skin, you use your orange stick to get in there and scrape it off the skin. We've talked about the materials, we've talked about how you use them. I'm just going to give you some final tips to sort of wrap us up. The most important thing when doing your nails at home to keep them looking professional and nice is to be patient. You have to go slow or else you're gonna mess up. And it's really hard to fix it once it's on there because the nail polish is really sticky. You need to let your nails dry for about 30 minutes before you touch anything or do anything at all because that's how long it takes to dry. And then it needs to harden for a couple hours before you do anything harsh with your hands. Doing your nails at home is a great way to save money, and it is a great way to keep your nails looking well kept and professional at all times. Happy painting.
Good job. Okay, is that everybody? Cool, we got some nails, we got some shots, we got some folding, we got it all, right? Okay. Speech 3, next thing, right? So the big things for speech 3 is you get to now choose your organizational pattern. Let me end this recording first.